right, thanks, Justin. So I was going to give a talk that's not Elixir, so I hope everyone still pays attention. I just want to first say thanks to everyone. So normally I've been learning tons of Elixir server things, database things from everyone else, and I come from an embedded background, and I wanted to share a little bit of what my world's like. So this is about making hardware that goes in a product. So one route, I think that this comes up in a lot of NERVS talks, is that you have a Raspberry Pi, and most of our default systems that people get started with the Raspberry Pi base, and you take some other board on top of it. So I just grabbed the daughter board just from some website. You put an SD card, you put it in a box, and then you either deploy it to your factory or sell it. That's kind of like the message that I think a lot of people hear. So I didn't want to talk about that one. I wanted to talk about one that's near and dear to me. So this is on the project that I've been on. So the project started with building a prototype. So this is what you see here. There's a little board over there. If you see a Pocket Beagle, so that's actually a board you can buy off the shelf. So electrical engineering, I worked together and cobbled this thing together for the device we were building. The electrical engineer actually does a really good job. Normally these prototypes look a little hairier, so this one was pretty nice. So after that step, we went aside and did a schematic, and this is a little bit about what schematics look like. So this is when you work with an electrical engineer to build products, you get a diagram that looks like this. It says what all the chips are that are on the board and how they're connected. It looks kind of complicated, but after you stare at it a little bit, it's actually kind of reasonable. So this is the end result of the board. So I wanted to show the end board first. So this actually was after a couple of revisions, but this is what it looks. This is actually kind of small. You can see the Ethernet connector to give you a little bit of size. And that big square right there, that's the processor memory module. So there's a company called Octavo that makes that. So this is what we're making. Just take a look at the little parts. Little parts are capacitors and resistors. I'll come back to those. And big parts, you'll see those. So first step when you go to manufacturing, you start buying a ton of parts. And this is kind of the machines that put these things together. They, depending on how big the part you buy, depends on how it's, determines how you buy it. So these small parts on the top shelf, those are reels of resistors and capacitors. So you buy a whole bunch of those, and that's like, some of those reels have like 4,000 parts on them. Some of them have more or less, depending on just how we got them. The stuff on the bottom, we put it towards the bottom because you don't want it to fall. Those are kind of expensive big parts, like the main CPU. They just come in boxes in these little trays. So then what happens with all this? So, I forgot one. This is the other part. These are the boxes that had all the boxes that this board goes into. And you can kind of see that the resistors are kind of small and fit on those reels, but then you get the little case. And then all of a sudden it starts taking up a lot of space in the factory, and this is just a fraction of the boxes for the cases. All right, so this is a little video. So this is a pick-and-place machine that I'm going to show. So what we do in the manufacturing board, they make the PCB, the green rectangle there. We make 4 at a time and then break them up at the end. So let me just get this going. Let's see. All right, so can you guys hear this? So it sucks it in, and the reels are on the left side with the little resistors. So this particular machine can place 8 resistors at a time. So we'll go over and grab them off there, and grab them off the reels. The little red light that you see flash on there, that's a little camera that's looking at the part so that it can line it up. And then there's a little robot arm. So it's loud. Okay, sorry. Okay, well, here, it's almost done. Oops, let me just show you. The big parts are kind of cool to see. So that's a little bit about what it looks like. And then, oops, So after this, it goes down this kind of assembly line to solder on the big parts, and there's like a flowing solder fountain that happens underneath way at the end, but as the boards are going, it kind of warms the boards up. Oh, sorry. No. Yeah, this is where the solder fountain is. I was thinking there's the oven that solders some of the small components onto that I missed. And then the last step is on this part is breaking the boards apart. So he has a little machine that helps it out. This was a prototype run, so I did these manually. And then that's the end step for that. You get a whole bunch of boards out. And that's basically how it works. So I work for a company called SmartRent, and they're very supportive of me on Nerves and on letting me share stuff that we do internally. The other people involved with this are Allied Component Works, who did the electrical engineering, and Custom Electronics Manufacturing. That's the factory that let me videotape a lot of this stuff. So thanks.